नमः सर्वेभ्यः कक्षायां स्वागतं प्रार्थनया प्रारम्भं कुर्मः गुरुर्ब्रह्मा गुरुर्विष्णुः गुरुर्देवो महेश्वरः गुरुः साक्षात् परं ब्रह्म तस्मै श्री गुरवे नमः सरस्वती नमस्तुभ्यं वरदे कामरूपिणि विद्यारम्भं करिष्यामि सिद्धिर्भवतु मे सदा नमः सर्वेभ्यः तु अद्य नवमपाठस्य अग्रिमभागम् अस्माभिः व्याकरणभागस्य पठनं कृतं केचन अभ्यासाः कृताः परन्तु न तु सर्वे शिष्ट अभ्यासान् कृत्वा अग्रे सरामः तु तत्र अस्माभिः गतकक्ष्यायां तुमुनन्तानां प्रयोगः यथा एवं ल्युडन्तानां क्षम्यतां तुमुनन्तानां तु पृथक्तया अभवत् पूर्वमेव ल्युडन्तानां ज्ञानं प्राप्तं कथं नाशनं करोति प्रशंसां करोति एतादृश तत्र तस्मिन्नेव भागे यदा अनन्तरम् अथवा पूर्वम् इति आगमिष्यति एकस्य कार्यस्य अनन्तरम् अपरस्य कार्यस्य गतिः अथवा पूर्वम् इति यदा स्यात् तदा षष्ठी विभक्तेः प्रयोगः भवति ल्युडन्तस्य यथा पठनम् इत्यस्य पठनस्य अनन्तरम् अथवा यदि पूर्वम् इति अस्ति चेत् पठनात् पूर्वम् एतादृशप्रयोगाः अस्माभिः दृष्टाः तदनन्तरं षष्ठीविभक्तेः विषये अपि किञ्चित् ज्ञातवन्तः यथा कस्य किम् इत्यस्मिन् प्रश्ने रामस्य पुत्रः इत्यादि उत्तराणां प्राप्तिः भवति तत्र षष्ठीविभक्तेः अपि च बहुषु एकः यदि श्रेष्ठः ज्येष्ठः कनिष्ठः किमपि स्यात् तत्रापि षष्ठीविभक्तेः प्रयोगः दृश्यते पाण्डवानां ज्येष्ठः धर्मराजः एतादृश उपयोगाः अपि सन्ति तत्र सप्तमी अपि वर्तते पाण्डवेषु इत्यपि वर्तते तदपि जानीमः तदनन्तरम् अभ्यासः एताः अभ्यासाः कृताः तु तदनन्तरं तृतीय अभ्यासे स्मः तत्र प्रविश्यामः fill up the blanks with genitive case form of the word given in the brackets so they have given the pratama vibhakti and then you have to fill it with the shashti vibhakti pretty straightforward because we are still learning I have put up the assist so akarantas akarantas ikarantas I don't have a ikaranta example but pretty close nadyah nadyoh nadinam like that similar to second half of the mati then ukarantas and then some sarvanama shabdas okay so with this assist it should not be too difficult but it's important that we keep this in memory okay so let's try this out with all these sentences largely related to Ramayana. So let's go through those. So Lakshmanaha iti asti. We can crowdsource the answers. So dash
Lakshmanasya agrajah Ramah.
Samyak. Lakshmanasya agrajah Ramah. Lakshmanasya agrajah Ramasya Lakshmanasya. Okay. एवं नपुंसके अपि तथैव भवति पुष्पस्य एतादृशप्रयोगः पुस्तकस्य एवं कैकेयी पुत्रः भरतः कथं कैकेय्याः पुत्रः भरतः कैकेय्याः पुत्रः भरतः यथा नदी इति शब्दः भवति तत्र नदी इत्यस्य नद्याः नद्योः नदीनां यथा मत्याः मत्योः मतीनाम् इति तथैव श्रूयते तदपि तथैव अत्रापि कैकेय्याः इति भवति कौसल्या पुत्रः रामः not Kausalyaya. Somebody said Kausalyaya. That is a Chaturthi Prayoga. Okay, we have to go to Shashti. Kausalyayaha. Extra. Because Sita Sitayaha kila. So yaha is extra. So Kausalya Kausalyayaha. Okay. So we have to remember to add the extra yaha. Just follow Sita or Lata, whatever you have learned, then you will get it. Okay. Kausalyayaha. Okay. Then Sumitra Patihi Dasharatah.
सुमित्रायाः पतिः दशरथः
Sumitrayaha. Easy one. After Kaikeyi and Kausalya, which was a little confusing because Kaikeyi was doubly, because Ikaranta first of all, and then Ya is already there, so the double Ya appears. Okay. So then here Sumitrayaha Patihi Dasharatah. कैकेय्याः पतिः अपि कौसल्यायाः पतिः अपि, परन्तु अत्र कैकेय्याः कौसल्यायाः सुमित्रायाः तिसॄणामपि नामानि स्वीकृतानि सन्ति. सूर्यः उदयः रमणीयः.
सूर्यस्य उदयः
सूर्यस्य, very easy, akaranta pullinga. Suryasya udayah ramaniyah. The rise of the sun is beautiful. Okay. Ravihi kiranah ugraah.
रवेः
Very good. You see, Hari Shabda prototype. Hari Shabda goes Harehe Haryoho Harinam. Tathaiva Ravi Shabda vampi Ravehe Ravyoho Ravinam. Iti bhavati. So Ravehe Kiranaha Ugraha. Ravi is alternate name for Surya. So his rays are very bright, very strong. That is the sense there. Banuhu dash Saratihi Arunah.
भानोः
Banoho. Okay. So Banoho, Bhanvoho, Bhanunam, Guroho, Gurvoho, Gurunam, Bhanoho, Bhanvoho, Vakara, Bhanvoho, Bhanunam. Okay. So Banoho Saratihi Arunaha. So his race, Aruna is the name for his race. His race are the driver of his Ratha. Basically sun. So basically as if it's a kind of very colorful imagination of the rays of the sun leading the sun in the sky as a ratha. What a beautiful colorful upama for his movement across the sky. Okay. So banoho saratihi arunaha. Acharyah upadesham shrunu.
आचार्यस्य उपदेशं
Same like Lakshmana.
Same like Lakshmana. Lakshmanasya agrajah Ramah acharyasya upadesham shrunu. Okay, here there is a karma pada in the vakya, that's all. There it was a mere statement. Ramah asti. Asti is the statement. So agrajah Ramah is the karta of the as dhatu and Lakshmana is the possessor of that karta. Lakshmanasya through the agraja sense. Okay. Lakshmana is not the possessor of Rama in any other sense other than as a agraja. Okay, that way. Sambandhi, Agraja, many other relationships of course exist there. Acharyasya upadesham shrunu. Please listen to the teaching of the Acharya. Guruhu upadesham palaya. Guroho. Okay. Similar to Bhanoho. So Guroho upadesham palaya. Directly we have it here. Guroho, Guruvoho, Gurunam. So it's Ekavachana. So all right. So adhyapika dash upadesham anusara. Adhyapikayaha upadesham anusara. Follow the directive of the lady teacher. Okay. So one good exercise for us would be to go singular, plural, singular, dvivachana, plural for all of them, just as a practice. Okay. I will just try out one or two, then maybe one or two of you can try out. Lakshmanasya, Lakshmanayoho, Lakshmananam, like this. Okay. Lakshmanasya, Lakshmanayoho, Lakshmananam. So now I am going to mute everyone and invite one or two of you to try this out. So Chandrasekhar Varya, can you unmute yourself? Okay, for some reason he's probably not able to. So let's try Meena Muttaya Varya. Can you try unmute yourself? So you try Kaikeyi and Kausalya in all declensions of Shashti.
कैकेय्याः कैकेय्ययोः
कैकेय्योः कैकेय्योः
कैकेयोः
Hmm.
कैकेयीनां.
Very good. Kaikeyinam. So yakara will go dirgha, yi nam will add. Okay. So there will be double ya in the first two. Kaikeyaha, kaikeyoho, and then
योः
kaikeyinam.
यीनां.
Like just like matyaha, matyoho, matinam. See the ikara leaves space and then goes nam like that. Okay. Same way. Kaikeyinam like that. Okay. Of course, nadi shabdavat. Kaikeyi is not exactly mati shabdavat. Mati is hrisva ikaranta. But nadi shabda also is similar. Very good. Now Kausalya.
कौसल्याः कौसल्या
Repeat. No.
कौसल्यायाः
Ah.
कौसल्यायाः
Hmm.
कौसल्यायाः कौसल्या योः
Yoho. Kausalya yoho.
यायोः कौसल्यायां
Kausalyanam.
यानां sorry कौसल्यानां sorry
No,
कौसल्यानां.
that's why I am inviting you guys so that you plunge in, and once you drown only you will learn. Okay. Thank you. So you can mute
धन्यवादः.
yourself, Bhagini. Welcome. Monica Varye. Okay.
Sir, one question here.
Milind Varya, ask.
Kausalya, Lya. Okay, so Mati, no, that Sita, Sita Yoho. So Kausalya.
Oh,
That
sorry,
here
you are
also
right.
half.
Kausalya yoho. Hrisva. Correct. Hrasva. Correct. Kausalya yoho, no? Kausalya yoho. Correct.
So
Point.
half la, half year, and then yo.
No. Ya without dirgha and then yoho. Kausalya yoho.
Kausalya Yoho. Okay.
Sita yoho. Vat. Matyoho vat also to some extent. But it's akaranta, so better to follow the Sita prototype. Just like Sita yoho is having no dirgha for takara, same way Kausalya will drop her dirgatva, so she go Kausalya and then yoho. Kausalya yoho. Pretty straightforward mapping there. Okay. Thanks for bringing that to the attention. In case we have not been pronouncing accurately, you have shown that, highlighted that. Okay. So Milind Varya, Monica Varya, we want some Jakarta voice from Jakarta.
Yes, sir.
Bhagini. So you go ahead with the next two. Yeah.
Sumitrayaha, Sumitrayoho, Sumitranam.
Sumitranam. Nakara will come because of the repa. Okay, Sumitranam. Okay, very good. That's okay if you end up writing Sumitranam. It's not a big deal. You just forgot to do the Natva. It's not colossal. But anyway, so Sumitrayaha, Sumitrayoho, Hrasva. Sumitrayoho, Sumitranam. Like that. Okay. Well done. So then Surya for you.
Suryasya, Suryayoho, Suryanam.
Suryanam. Dirgha there. Suryanam. Well done. Okay, Suryanam. Well done. Thanks, Bhagini. Who else wants to try? Mrinalini Sharma Varye. Ravi and Bhanu for you.
Okay. Ravehe, Ravyo, Ravinam.
Ravehe Ravyoho Ravinam. Okay. Ravehe Ravyoho Ravinam. The Vakara, I think, stops it as far as I recall. But anyway, Natva is stopped by Vakara. Maybe I have to cross check that. Ravehe Ravyoho Ravinam. Okay. And then Bhanu.
Bhanu, Bhanoho, Bhanvoho, Bhanunam.
Very good. Bhanoho, Bhanvoho, Bhanunam. Well done. Well done, Bhagini. Thank you. Who else? Vishnupriya Varye. You get Acharya, Guru and Adhyapika. 3 for you.
Acharasya,
आचार्य आचारस्य आचार्योः
Acharya, no,
आचाराणाम्
hold, slowly. Acharyayoho. You have to press the ya and second ya. Acharyayoho.
अच्छा आचारस्य आचार्ययोः आचार्याणाम्
Acharyanam. Very good. Then Guru.
गुरु गुरोः गुरवोः गुरूणाम्
Very good. Then Adhyapika.
अध्यापिका अध्यापिकायाः अध्यापिकायोः
No dirgha for dvivachana. Adhyapikayoho. Say it again.
अध्यापिकयोः ओके
Mm.
अध्यापिकयोः अध्यापिकयोः अध्यापिकानाम्
Adhyapikanam. Very good. Okay, thanks Bhagini. So that this kind of exercise is good one, though they have just given ekavachana, we can extend it. Of course, there is only one Ravi, etc. in our world, at least in our solar system, but we are not needing to, we can imagine more Suryas, the one of winter, one of summer, like that. Okay. So, okay. How can I yes, Bhagini? Yes, Bhagini?
Yes, sir. But Sumitra, you said no. So, Dvivachana Sumitra Yoho, no?
Sumitra Yoho. Correct. Sumitra Yoho. Hrasva. Sumitra Yoho.
Oh, Akar. I will give an Akar.
You will need a Hrasva Akara. You don't need a Dirgha Akara. Sumitra Yoho. Just like Sita Yoho. See, look at Sita Yoho.
Yes,
There's no Dirgha there for Takara. So same way Sumitra will also halt with Hrasva Akara. Sumitra Yoho. Okay?
Okay. Thank you.
Sir, one more question. That Sitayoho, Ramayoho. So similarly for that Bhanoho, Bhanvoho, why does it become? And
you have to read entire Ashtadhyayi.
Okay. There are some rules in it.
Oh, yeah. Why there is Ukaranta, Ikaranta, Akaranta? It's all organization by Panini to ensure the declensions follow the Loka Prayoga. See, Guroho and then Gurayoho, they chose Gurvoho. See, the way the world speaks is how the grammar has been coded. So in those days, the Bhasha was, as was spoken, was recoded and categorized by Panini. He noticed that Ukarantas follow certain traits. He noticed that Ikarantas follow certain traits and accordingly coded his sutras. And now accordingly we relearn the forms. Okay?
Okay.
Yeah.
Like, for example, you said that na and na, Rama, Nam, and Guru, Nam.
Yeah,
Guru,
there is
Nam.
actually a section in Paniniya Shastra called Natva, because we title it as Natva. So he has got some 5 primary rules and pretty more number of exception rules to show where all Nakara changes to Nakara, okay, in pronunciation. So he has what you call transparent letter sets and blocking opaque letter set definition, where he says influence of the repa and the shakara, shatkona shakara. So the repa and the shakara influence a nakara that follows, which is not the end letter of the word, to be transformed into a pronunciation of nakara, ta ta da da na. So he says that if it is in the post neighborhood interceded by transparent letters, then you should change. If it is interceded by certain opaque letters, you should not change. Okay. So those rules he has coded in a section which we title as Natva, and there is a little bit more to that. There's another Natva, Nijatva, something like that is there. Okay. Yeah.
So that we get in the Adhyayi, no, sir, everything.
Sir,
Yeah.
one more thing, this Bhanu.
Bhagini, ask.
Bhanoho, Bhanvaha is also there, na sir?
Bhanvoho.
Ekavachanam.
Bhanuhu. Okay. See, Banuhu, you take like Guruhu, okay? Guroho is only Guroho, only one form as far as I recall. I need to cross check to see if there are alternates. For example, Mati, Mati Shabda you see has two options. Matehe, Matyaha, like that. So, but normally we use Matehe with Mati and Nadi we use Nadyaha. Okay, but Mati has both paths available.
So another thing, so Suryaha, this plural form.
No. Suryaha is singular.
No.
It's not
In the
Suri
plural,
Shabda. It is Surya Shabda. Akaranta Pullinga Surya
yes.
Shabda.
So the declination will be like Sura Nam.
No. Suryasya Suryayoho Suryanam.
That is what. So it will be the other Nam, on which
The Tata Dadana.
yeah. That's okay. Thank you.
Okay. So we'll move forward to the next section. That was a good exercise. Good warm up for us today, Sunday. So Vyavaharika Shabdaha. So today we have plenty new words to learn, and we are going to have Rupa Jadavarya help us read these words slowly. Rupa Jadavarya, can you participate for us? Yes, okay. Sir. Oh, okay. You're there. So 1, 2 goes left, right. According to the numbers only, you slowly read them for us. Okay.
Lavitram, small sickle.
Just a pause. Okay. So Vyavaharika Shabdaha, Pakashala Sadhanani. Pakashala means kitchen, right? The cooking house, beautiful name, na? Cooking area. So then Sadhanani, instruments. So Pakashalayaha Sadhanani, the instruments of the kitchen. Okay. So that is the definition title today. So first word she read Lavitram, small sickle. So that is this. Okay, continue, Bhagini.
Ely, a big knife fixed to a wooden plank.
Basically slicer, as we call slicer. Huh? Yeah.
Turika, knife. Tarvi, ladle, big spoon. Randhra Darvi, sieved spoon. Bellani, rolling pin. Peshanayantram, grinder. Bashpasthali, cooker. Thalika, plate.
Sthalika.
Thalika. Chashakah, tumbler. Chamasah, spoon. Droni, bucket. Rashtram, deep frying pan.
Okay. Yesterday we had come across this Bartsanam like that. So I got confused to think that is for fry. That is Brashtranam. Okay. So Brashtram is that with which we do Brashtranam. So Brashtru or something like that. So so that is the fry kriya in Samskritam. Brashtr. Okay, so maybe the today's bhaji comes from that in a far-fetched way, fried item like that. So the original dhatu is there in Samskritam. Huh? So you see, this is the pan for that. So brashtram. Continue again.
Ishtapchanam, a shallow pan, tawa. Shurpaha, winnowing basket. Pattaha, grindstone. Alukhalam, grinder.
Ulukhalam.
Sorry. Yeah. Ulukhalam, grinder. Manthanah, churning stick. That's Samudra Manthan. That
Exactly, exactly.
Sandashah.
No, no. Sandamshah. See, there is a bindu. Sandamshah.
Sandamshah. Tongs. Kalashah, vessel, round. Sheetakam, fridge. Ushnarakshakam, flask. Tapakah, boiler. Mishrakam, mixer.
Okay, excellent, Bhagini. Well done. Okay, so guys, we learned some are, you can see some are well engineered words using known Sanskrit words. Okay, and typically you notice there is a way to derive the name of a sadhana, kam, kaha, something like that. Some techniques are there, some krudanta techniques with which they attach endings to it. Okay, so I'll quickly go through what Bhagini read once, myself also. So lavitram, ईली, छुरिका, दर्वी, रंध्रदर्वी, वेल्लनी, पेषणयंत्रम. पेषणम means to make something into a paste. So पेषणयंत्रम. Bhashpasthali. So sthalika was plate. Sthali is somewhat like a vessel. So Bhashpasthali. Bhashpa is steam. So Bhashpasthali. Good engineering. Okay. Sthalika. Chashakah. Chamasah. Droni. Droni is there even in Kannada today. We use donne. You remember donne, where we take payas in the olden days with leaf cups made of the leaf of banana plant. So that we call donne. That comes from droni. Okay, so droni. Brashtram. Pishtapachanam. See, pachanam means that which is used to cook something. Pishta pachanam, that which is used to cook a paste. So, like a dosha pan. Huh? Beautiful. Pishta pachanam or a chapati pan. Shurpaha. Shurpanakha. Do you know why she is called Shurpanakha? Because this Rakshasi has fingernails which look like winnowing basket. Okay, Shurpanaka. Remember her when you want to remember Shurpaha. Okay, Shurpaha. Pattaha. Ulukhalam. Mantanaha. Mantanaha. Sandamshaha. Sandamshaha. Kalashaha. Sheetakam. Sheetam karoti iti sheetakam. Ushnarakshakam. Ushnam rakshayati iti Ushnarakshakam. Our good old eagle flask. Those who are old enough like me will remember the beauty of eagle flasks. One for a whole life. Tapakaha. Tapakaha. Boiler. Tapam karoti tapakaha. Mishrakam. Mishranam karoti mishrakam. Easy names. Some of them are very easy. Some nice new ones to learners. Shurpaha, pattaha. Pattaha, like like a stone is also use the word patta. So it's as a kitchen instrument also we use the same name pattaha, like that, grinding stone. But difference between pattaha and ulukhalam, pattaha is dry grinder, ulukhalam is wet grinder. Okay, this guy. There is a rubbokallu in Kannada. Rubbokallu, bisuvakallu. We say beautiful names in Kannada. Bisuvakallu means to swing, and then rubbokallu means to rub. Rubbu. Kannada, I don't know whether what comes from what, but you see, rubbokallu. Sorry, I don't know the Hindi names, having been brought up in a Kannada household, so I wouldn't be able to help. But few I recognize in Hindi world also. Yeah. Okay. After those beautiful collection of words that we learned today, let's move to the Prahelika of the day. Very easy one today. Okay. I have a very light attendance today. Why? Everybody is watching javelin thrower, I guess. Okay. Prahelika. So the quiz of the day. वृक्षाग्रवासी न च पक्षिराजः त्रिनेत्रधारी न च शूलपाणिः त्वग्वस्त्रधारी न च सिद्धयोगी जलं च बिभ्रन्न घटो न मेघः. Nice one. I like this meter much. वृक्षाग्रवासी न च पक्षिराजः त्रिनेत्रधारी न च शूलपाणिः त्वग्वस्त्रधारी न च सिद्धयोगी जलं च बिभ्रन्न घटो न मेघः. What a beautiful meter. So वृक्षाग्रवासी वृक्षस्य अग्रे यः वासं करोति सः वृक्षाग्रवासी. Another beautiful samasta. Okay, there are three parts to the samasta. I read the vigraha as if it is one, but there are two samasas there. Vrikshasya agrabhagah vikshagram or something like that. Vrikshagre yaha vasati saha vrikshagravasi. There is some taddita prakriya also involved in deriving this ikaranta, but okay. So one who lives on top of a tree. Okay, tip or top. Agra is having both that sense. Okay, obviously some bird, right? But the Kavi says Nacha Pakshi Rajaha. No, it is not Garuda. Not so easy. Okay. All right. So we'll remember the clue that it lives on top of a tree, but it is not a king of the birds. Trinetradari. Trinetrava, but Kavi has used Anatva here. Maybe it is there are options to do Anatva or not, because I have seen Trinetra more than Trinetra. But anyway, Trinetradhari. Actually, the repa is right next to the nakara. So we must do Natva according to in the first rule, the repa t, r, e. So e swaras don't block it. So repa is right before the nakara, right? So nakara. So trinetra may be actually an apabramsha that is allowed, and trinetra is the Paninian word. Okay. Trinetra dhari nacha shula panihi. So त्रिनेत्र सो त्रयाणां नेत्रम् इति प्राय त्रयाणां नेत्राणां समाहारः द्विगुः त्रिनेत्रम् इति. ओके, त्री ऐस्. त्रिनेत्रं धरति यः त्रिनेत्रधारी. Similar to that Vasi, this also. Okay, it's a Bahuvrihi with some kind of Taddita Prakriya involved. So Trinetradhari, one who wears three eyes. We know it is Shiva, right? No confusion there. Just today I was listening to some lecture in Samskritam of Bhojaraja's Champu Ramayanam series done by Saumya Krishnapura Bhagini. She has released it a few years ago. So there she explains the three eyes concept of Shiva as part of description of one of the shlokas of Bhojaraja. So the Lanka, and describing Lanka, actually he uses that. So the three eyes of Shiva are supposedly Sun, Moon and Agni. Okay, Sun, Moon and Agni. The three fires of life that we are also knowing, right? So Sun, the brightest light we can have, then the Moon for our nights, and then the Agni, which we can make live right here, Vaishwanara. Okay, so that is the three eyes of Shiva. Interesting. So Trinetradhari nacha Shulapanihi, but it is not Shulapani. So he is also known as Shulapani, right? Shulam Panau Yasya Saha Shulapanihi. Okay, so this is also a Bahuvrihi. Okay, of certain type. So the Trishula in the hand of whomsoever, he is Shulapanihi. Okay, Bahuvrihi Samasa we call it. You're going to learn a lot about these Samasa techniques in the third level. Sorry, in the fourth level of this series, in the Kovida level. Okay, so be very patient to stay through till there because learnings keep increasing and fairly good stage is reached by the time you finish Kovida. Okay, so Shulapani. But here Kavi says, yes, it is three-eyed, but it is not Shiva. Okay, next list. Tvagvastradhari nacha siddha yogi. So tvak is the word for skin. Okay, tvak becomes g due to jestva. So tvagvastra. So tvachi kritam vastram tvagvastram, something like that. Okay, so skin cloth. That means a leather dress, which is of course the typical. He is shown always with the cheetah dress, no? Cheetah, I don't know whether leopard, whatever. So Tvagvastra Dhari, again either Shiva or some kind of yogi. So it happens that the ultimate Siddha yogi is Shiva himself. But anyway, again, Tvagvastra Dhari Nacha Siddha yogi. So it is indeed wearing a cloth made of skin. Okay, some kind of skin. Bark also applies there under Tvak. Okay, but not Siddha yogi. It is not some yogi who has attained Siddhis. Okay. So that then Jalam cha Bibran. That Bibran is a Shatranta technique, we call it. So Jalam cha Bibran, wearing the water, okay, despite carrying the water, na gataha na megaha. Okay, not a pot, nor even the cloud. Okay, so you can exclude cloud as the answer. You can exclude a pot as an answer. Anyway, pot doesn't live on top of a tree. Pot is not Trinetradhari, etc. But pot does carry jalam, so it does qualify under that. Mega also carries, but doesn't go as an answer. This is even in Kannada we used to have prahelikas like this in our childhood. Such art is gone now. So वृक्षाग्रवासी न च पक्षिराजः त्रिनेत्रधारी न च शूलपाणि त्वग्वस्त्रधारी न सिद्धयोगी जलं च बिभ्रन् न घटो न मयगः. So one who lives on top of the tree, one who has three eyes, one who has a kind of barky skin, wears a barky skin. Okay, then one who is actually carrying water. Very easy answer, guys.
Coconut.
Coconut.
Narikela.
Narikelam. Okay. So I don't know how the word narikelam is derived. It's very interesting word. But anyway, narikelam is the answer. Dirgha ikara. Narikelam. Okay. Coconut. So you see three eyes. Typically, recently I learned that only one of the buds, there are three potential buds, but only one of the bud is the dominant one. And experts know to identify which bud is the winner of the three by looking at the marks. Okay. So it's very interesting thing about coconut I learned. That's why never three saplings come out of one coconut. One dominates always. Other two get supplanted, suppressed. So he has this fibrous skin. In fact, he is more than that. He's got a very hard nut. So if the Kavi was allowed a fourth pada to describe, he would use the hardy nut to give comparison also perhaps. Okay, anyway. So very nice one.
Mahoday.
Yes, Mahoday.
Bibran. What is the
Bibhrati is the, let me just quickly go to Ashtadhyayi and check the exact description of the dhatu. It's a very good time to check it. Bibhrati. This will also.
Sir, in Ashtadhyayi, you generally put in English also, it gives you properly.
Yeah. But I use Samskritam because there is no confusion what it has read then. Bibhrati. Okay, so I got it. So bhru, dubhroi, dharana poshana yoho. So this bhru dhatu, mahaprana bhu with bha with r, bhru dhatu is used in the sense of wearing and caring. Okay. So dha also is similar. Dha dharana poshanayoho, like that. Palana poshanayoho, like this pa. So this one is bru dharana poshanayoho. It is from a juhotyadigana. It's a ubhayapadi, and the form is bibharti, bibrutaha, bibrati, something like that. Okay, it's a plural form, bibrati. Okay, but the shatranta form. Let me go to krudantas there. And under that read the shatru, bibrat, bibrad, bibrati, strilinga. So bibrat. Okay, so that necessarily would immediately mean, okay, let me, okay, he doesn't have English meaning of, oh, okay, yeah, to wear, to bear, to support, to nourish, to protect are all the meanings. So bibran, shatranta is a type of anta similar to the many krudantas we are learning. Shatranta is a technique to add to the verb to make it continuous tense. Okay, so kurvan means one as he is doing. Okay, gachan, kurvan, piban, khadan. So these kind of techniques are, of course, all of those are masculine shatrantas. So Ramaha piban gachati, as he is drink jalam, let us add. Rama jalam piban gachati. As he is drinking water, he goes. Okay, so this is called continuous mode. See, we have said gantum or
Yeah, yeah.
patum, pitva,
Tumun, tumun.
twanta, tumun, everything we have learned. Now this is shatranta, and this is to be used for continuous tense with the other verb, to continue the same tense with the active verb. Okay.
Okay,
So
thank you.
Samakalina execution happens in Bibran. Okay. And Bibran is in the sense of protecting and wearing. So here we should take the sense of wearing or carrying. Carrying the waters. We can take that meaning. Okay. Yeah.
Thank you, sir.
Welcome. Any okay. Is any one of you can read the shlokas with good musical meter? Oh, nobody is volunteering.
I'll try, sir.
Bagini, please try some nice music for us. Yes.
वृक्षाग्रवासी न च पक्षिराजः त्रिनेत्रधारी न च शूलपाणिः त्वग्वस्त्रधारी न च सिद्धयोगी जलं च बिभ्रन्न घटेन मेघः.
Ghato na megha. Okay. Ghataha
घटो न
ghato
मेघ.
utva. Well done, Bagini. Good try. Thanks for trying. Okay.
Thank you, sir.
So with shlokas for the 7-8 popular meters that are used. Of course, shloka meter is the first one. Normally we see the ashtapadi. So sorry, ashtakshari. So that's each pada contains eight letters, and then 8 plus 8 plus 8 plus 8. That is the most rampant popular one. Okay. Then you get these longer meters like what we are looking at. I don't know. I mean, there are beautiful names that I know, but I don't know what is this exactly. There is Indra Vajra, Vasanta Tilaka, Mishra Jati. I mean, plenty of meters are there. So some of them are very, very beautiful meters for singing. These meters, longer meters, tend to be more restrictive than the shloka meter. For example, in the shloka meter, first rule is each pada has to have 8 letters and 4 padas. Almost all stotras are chatushpadi. There are some tripadis. So these amongst these longer meters, no, it goes into a second type of vritta called Gana vritta. So where three letters are clustered, and these 3 letters have to have some Hrusva, Dirga, Hrasva, some techniques like that. Okay. So 8 combinations come out, right? So 2 power 3 combinations come out. So Hrasva, Dirga, etc. All the binary combinations we say, no? So the binary code is there in this. So 8 variants are there. So 8 Gana names are given, and then the pada, the one pada, okay, is given a group name, like for example ta ta ja ja bha sa, like that. Ta group, tagana, jagana, bhagana, ragana, and then sometimes it is having 3 3 3 2. Okay, So or 3, 3, 2 like that. Okay. So 2 ganas and then 2 gurus or 2 lagus, etc. like that will come in the end. Separation. And also there is a secondary rule in some of them that it has to be with 8-3-3 like that. It cannot be, there has to be a yati or a break after 8 letters, then after again after 3 letters and then so on. So in addition to every letter has to follow the Gurutva Lagutva rule. Okay. I simply used Rasva Dirgha, but Gurutva Lagutva it is called, Guru Lagu. So that Gurutva Lagutva rule, every letter has to follow certain that, and then there has to be Yati Akshara in between. I mean, you can see it is not a joke to compose. Okay. So, but these Kavis, for them, they didn't need to refer to what is this has to be Guru Lagu like that. The mouth will come like that, pang, because they remember it like music. The whole Rasva Dirga or the Gurutva Lagutva, they remember it like na 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 like that. Okay. So once they remember that music, they actually can now spin the what they intend to say with the correct words. They will go through, run through the word repertoire they have and fit something. Okay. And they of course use some beautiful simplification techniques like throwing in nakaras, chakaras. But here every na and cha is perfect because nacha gives that beautiful shabdalankara. Nacha, 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 like that. Okay. So, and also serves a purpose, and not a Pakshi Raja, and not a Shulapani. Like. So you can see the kavya, you start only when you jump in and try to put one shloka together of your own, you will start having respect for what these kavis have rendered. Okay. The language they have taken to the ultimate limit to author things. Okay. Okay. After all that Bharati, so let us now look at the next section. Sangrahya Vishayaha, collectible items for us. Rama is the god of the day. Ramaya Ramabhadraya Ramachandraya Vedhase Raghunathaya Nathaya Sitayaha Pataye Namaha. Not exactly well sung by me, but anyway, let me try a more flat, simple one. Ramaya Ramabhadraya Ramachandraya Vedhase Raghunathaya Nathaya Sitayaha Pataye Namaha. Okay. So beautiful, very popular verse, which probably, at least in my childhood, definitely remember being taught by my sisters, mother, father, etc. to memorize this and say it. Okay. So this is about offering namana, namaha. So mama arasmakam namaha astu. So we have to imagine astu also as the active kriya pada. So mama namaha arasmakam namaha astu. Okay. May my salutations be there. May our salutations be there. Like that. So now for whom? So all whenever we do namaskaratmaka kriya, the person who is benefactor of that takes the chaturthi. So Gurave namaha, Ganeshaya namaha, okay, Sitayai namaha. So corresponding whatever way they decline in chaturthi, we have to take it. Okay. So Ramaya. So Ramaha Ramau Ramaha Ramam Ramau Raman Ramena Ramabhyam Ramaihi Ramaya Chaturthi Ekavachana Ramabhyam Ramebhyah. Okay. So Ramaya Ramabhadraya Ramachandraya Vedhase. See, this is now having a different Chaturthi declension. Vedhase Raghunathaya Nathaya Sitayaha Pataye. Sitayaha is the in Shashti. It's the one thing that is in a different vibhakti because Rama is being referred to as the pati of Sita, So Sitayaha Pataye. Again, like Veda say, it has taken, see, Patihi Pataye. Okay, to the Pati Namaha. Okay, very easy now to understand. First is obviously as Rama himself. But as we know, the name Rama himself is constructed from as the one who pleases. So Ramate Saha iti Ramaha. Okay, so Ram Dhatu is the origin of this Rama. So he pleases us. Okay, so Ramaya, to the pleaser of ours. Rama Bhadraya. Okay, so this Bhadra is used in the sense of what is they saying? Salutation to Lord of Sita is the most sacred. Okay, I think he exudes happiness like the moon. That is Chandraya. He is the supreme god. I don't know where the say fits. Actually, they haven't gone very nicely corresponding. Okay, I have the keys here. Okay, so let us follow the red keys here. Badram is Sukam. Vedas means Vishnu. So Vedase is Vishnave. So Raghunatha is Raghunam Natha. So the king of the Raghu Vamsha. Okay, so Raghunathaya, to the king of the Raghu Vamsha. Nathaya, only when separately it is there, we take a deeper sense of Lokanathaya, to the one who is the leader of the world. Okay, so that way we take. Bereft of any association, it becomes for everything. Lokanathaya. Then Sitayaha Patihi, that we know is Shashti Tat Purusha. Sita Patihi, but they have, Kavi has kept it split. Sitayaha Pataye Namaha. Patihi Pataye. So Vedhas iti Shabdah Vishnuhu iti. So probably Pratama Ekavachane Vedha iti bhavati. To Sambo sorry Chaturtyam Vedhase iti bhavati. One who wears the world. I think Vedha is probably having that sense. Dharane iti syat tatra. Okay. Ramaya Ramabhadraya Ramachandraya Vedhase Raghunataya Nathaya Sitayaha Pataye Namaha. No Mahaprana there. So to the one who pleases, to the one who provides happiness, to the one who is beautiful like the moon, you can take in that sense. Okay, or they have said exudes happiness like the moon, that kind of, they have taken this happiness Bhadra and Chandra together in that. Okay, and then Vedas say to the supreme god, for Vishnu they have taken that sense. Okay, then Raghunathaya who has taken birth as the king of Raghu dynasty, that they have taken. Nathaya, lord of the universe. Sitayaha Pate, first itself it is there, Lord of Sita. So it's not exactly in the same Anvaya order as the Samskritam, but it's all there pretty much. Okay, if you slowly now see salutations too, so that is the Namaha. Okay, let's look at the second verse. Apadam Dataram Sarvasampadam Lokabhiramam Shriramam Bhuyo Bhuyo Namamyaham. Here the tone has switched from impersonal Namaha to Namami Uttama Purusha Ekavachana. So Aham, he has even put the Kavi. Okay, this is also very nice. Apadam Apahartaram. Apadam Apahartaram. I'll say that again. Apadam Apahartaram. Apat means danger or difficulty, obstacle, such thing is called apat. You would have in Kannada also apatti, like that we use, no? So apat, apadam, okay, of apattihi, probably pratama ekavachane. So apadam, of the obstacles. Okay, Shashti Bahuvachana. Okay, Apadam Apahartaram. So Halanta Makara and the Akara have joined to make Ma. So Apadam Apahartaram. Apahartaram, one who removes, one who moves the things away. One who moves what away? Apadam. So one who moves away, the remover of the obstacles to him. See, now it is all karma. Earlier everything was in Chaturthi for Namaha. So, but here it is all in karma. Namami aham, active. So karma pada. He becomes the object of our namana, my namana for the Kavi. Okay, or for the reader, his own namana. So apadam apahartaram. So we got that. Apaharati, apahartaraha, aparahartaram. Apaharati steals in one sense, because he is stealing the vigna, he is removing it. Okay. Dataram. So yaha dadati saha dataraha tam dataram. Okay. So again some taddita technique to derive this datara shabda from da, dane, dhatu da. So one who gives. Beautiful. Okay. Then sarva sampadam dataram. So this becomes just like apadam apahartaram. Here it is sarva sampadam dataram. We just kept them separate. Here it was put into a union, a simple samyoga, but here it has been kept separate, two words. So dataram sarva sampadam. So one who is the giver of all the riches for me. Okay. Riches necessarily doesn't mean money, of course. Remember, lokabhiramam Shri Ramam. Okay. So Shri Ramam, Shri Yukta Ramam, one who is endowed with bountiful Aishwarya, which he grants. Okay. That kind of Shri Ramam. So Lokabhib Ramam. So Abhiramaha. So what is this Abhiramaha? Let's come here. Okay. दातारः तं धनं तासां लोकानाम् अभिरामः जनप्रियः. Okay, so abhiramah, see ram dhatu is involved, abhi upasarga is involved, so abhiramah is in the sense of one who is popular, sense comes from it. So lokanam abhiramah janapriyah, priyah iti abhiramah, so lokanam abhiramah janapriyah lokapriyah tam lokapriyam, or here of course lokabhiramam. Fairly straightforward. Then Sri Ramam, we just learned. Sri means Sampat. I have not put it here. So Bhuyo Bhuyo. This is Utva of Visarga. Bhuyah Bhuyah. So Bhuyah means enormous amount, lot. Okay, lots and lots. Bhuyah Bhuyah. Lots and lots of namana I do. Okay, not just once. I will do a lot of them like that. Okay, so that sense. So here again and again sense is being used, so that's also better actually. So instead of lots, it means repeatedly. In the end it will becoming a lot. So I bow to Sri Rama again and again. Punah punaha sense has been taken. Okay, then Bhuishtha gives the sense of plenty also. Rama, who is the remover of difficulties, bestower of all kinds of wealth. Yeah, see, all kinds of wealth, not necessarily money, and who is loved by all the people. Lokhabhiramam. Sri Rama has been taken directly as is. They didn't split it. But I have tried a few things. So apat vipattihi tasam. That is that sense. Apadam is the sense. Okay. So it's a strilinga pada. That's why tasam has been used. Apaharati iti apahartaraha tam apahartaram. One who steals, so he is apahartara, and to him. Dadati iti dataraha dataram tam. Then sampad dhanam sampattihi tasam sampadam. Then lokanam abhiramah lokabhiramah janapriyah itismin tam lokabhiramam bhuyah punah. This kind of short notes is enough to for us to understand. We don't even need other language translations. Over time this becomes more useful than reading English, because we're struggling to map what is what, etc. Here there is no confusion. See the scientific way these things are done, right? So full technical vigraha vakya, and then the explanation for the vibhakti with the sarvanama reference. I just love how analysis of shlokas are done in Samskrita. Very technical and descriptive, and sometimes people go into explaining samasas, identifying the samasa, everything in vyakhyas. Oh, wonderful picture. I think it's again from Bapu or Vapa, one of the beautiful sketchers of this Chandamama series. Signature is there, I'm not able to identify, but brilliant sketch.
So one question here. This vipattihi, so because you have said tasam, it automatically assumed as feminine multiple, right?
No. Because vipattihi is strilinga, we have to say tasam.
That's what feminine.
Vipattina, yeah, apadam, bahuvachana, right? So yeah.
Bahuvachana striling.
Strilinga, correct. I vipattihi is strilinga. Apat, let me quickly check. See, Mahoday always has tough questions here. But we have the help of this beautiful Koshanveshanam in ashtadhyayi.com. So all I have to put is apat there and hopefully it will come up. Or sometimes I have to put apat. Okay, apat didn't come. Oh, it's still loading. Just give me a sec. Apatti. So, yeah, strilinga. Apat. Dakaranta strilinga pada. Apat. Okay. So, ang plus pad plus quip. Full technical explanation is given. I won't be able to help you with understanding all that. But anyway, vipattihi iti paryayam amara koshe dattam asti. Vahni purane आपत्सु मूढो द्युतिमान्यः सम्यक् प्रतिपद्यते कर. So some lakshana vakya is there in Vahni Purana or Agni Purana to explain. It's an exhaustive word, Samskritam. Okay.
Yeah, thank you.
So let's take a nice break with this story that awaits us of Lavakushas, Uttara Ramacharitam. Okay, so let's take a water break, 3 minutes. So 12:02 now, 12:05 we gather back and continue our study of the rest of the lesson as much as we can finish in the morning session. Okay, welcome back. Samskrita Vangmaya Parichaya. Okay, so since it's all in English, there is not too much use to make you guys read it, so I'll read it and explain where required with some accent. So one thing I want to start off about today's explanation of or the content is Uttara Ramacharitam, right? So if you see original Valmiki Ramayanam, he stops pretty much after the war, after the Abhisheka, and that's where he concludes. Okay, but the Ramayana beautifully in the way in which it unfolds. It unfolds from Valmiki becoming a realized Muni, then seeing that Krauncha Mithunam, and then getting one of the Vyadha killing one of them. Then he starts off by with a verse to curse the guy who killed the one of the Krauncha Pakshi, and all that, and then how he gets Brahma Adesha, and then he he's told the summary of the Ramayana by Narada, and then he in his tapasya he is able to replay the actual entire story of Rama and all that. And Ramayana starts off with Valmiki having so written down the detailed story of Ramayanam, is now actually seeking whom to teach it, right? So the lineage, what he created, lineage can continue as he teaches. So very, very, what you call Vidivasha, you can say, Lava and Kusha come to his ashrama. Actually, Uttara Ramacharita later on explains as if Sita reaches Valmiki's ashrama under his ashraya Lavakusha are born. So it shouldn't come as any surprise to Valmiki Lavakusha or his Shishyas. He's literally brought them up from Shishu Avastha. But little bit, post Valmiki Kavis have added this color to that story there. Okay, so but original Valmiki Katha starts with Valmiki teaching Ramayana to Lavakusha after reimagining it and all that. So yes, Lavakushas are very much there even in original Valmiki Ramayana, no doubt, but they come right as the protagonists in the very beginning who sing Ramayana, and hearing their singing Rama is mesmerized. Okay, of course he knows the story, of course. So that's how it starts off colorfully and ends with Pattabhisheka. Doesn't go further into the any post story. It ends with saying Rama thus ruled for 10,000 and so many years, and then all that. So Kavis always were having freedom to further colorify what the previous Kavis had done, as long as they don't do a Durta work. Okay, they allowed all that. Otherwise, it wouldn't survive, of course, if they tried something funny. So there was a lot of freedom. In fact, it is said that Kavis are bigger than gods in some verses because they can create things even God cannot. Okay, so this Uttara Ramacharitam, one of the such imaginations, okay, of the story of post Pattabhisheka comes from many kavis, and amongst them is this Bhavabhuti's Uttara Ramacharitam play. Okay, it's a play. Obviously, Uttara Ramacharitam in a more stotra form has been written by many. I'm not able to recall who was. Do we even know who was the first creator of Uttara Ramacharit, or that what you call Uttarakanda? Okay, we call it Uttarakanda. Who was? I have to cross check who is the author of Uttarakanda. It may have been a post Valmiki effort or Valmiki Shishya effort. I don't know. Anyway, the author of this play, Uttara Ramacharitam, is Bhavabhuti. So Bhavabhutihi iti Samskrite, Bhavabhuti. The story of abandonment of Sita found in Uttarakanda of Ramayana is the theme of this drama. Okay. Soon after the coronation of Rama, the elders Kausalya and others went to Rishyashringa's hermitage. Okay, so if you remember, Rishyashringa was a key rishi even during the Dasharatha's time to have brought the possibility of birth of Rama, Lakshmana, Bharata, Shatrughna for Dasharatha, because he was the rishi who conducted the particular Putra Kameshti Yajna to help Dasharatha win the grace of gods to be born as his progeny, right? So that Rishyashringa. Okay, all right. So soon after the coronation of Rama, elders Kausalya and others went to Rishyashringa's hermitage. In Ayodhya, when Sita was resting on the lap of Rama, I mean one of those vihara, okay, a spy came and reported to Rama the rumor about Sita prevalent amongst the people. Okay. So Rama decided to abandon Sita. He wanted to be an Adarsha Purusha. He decided to abandon Sita and sent her away to the forest. Okay. The twin sons of Sita, Lava and Kusha, were so born, and they grew up in the hermitage of Valmiki. Meanwhile, Rama decided to perform. Maybe the way it is, I have to see both is whether he actually describes them as being born in Valmiki's. But I remember Lakshmana leaving them in Valmiki's ashrama, something like that. Anyway, so Hermitage grew up in the Hermitage of Valmiki. Meanwhile, Rama decided to perform the Ashwamedha yajna, a horse sacrifice. Not exactly a good translation. Anyway, in Ayodhya, and sent the sacrificial horse on expedition. Lava bound the horse that came to the forest. On that score, there was a fight between Kusha and Chandraketu, the son of Lakshmana. Oh, what a color. Okay. At that juncture, Rama arrived there and stopped the fight. Then all of them came to know one another. This is slightly, not slightly, quite a bit deviation from how Lava and Kusha's encounter back with their parent, their father Rama, is described by Valmiki himself right in Balakanda. Right, like I said, it opens with Lavakusha coming to Valmiki, etc. Right, so there the Lavakushas are singing Ramayana, and noticed by one of the brothers of Rama, maybe Bharata or Shatrughna or somebody, and then they take oh, they were mesmerized, take him to the court of Rama, and Rama makes these two kids sing the entire Ramayana in the court with all the court people present, etc. That's how the meeting takes place. There is not this any indication of this Ashwamedha and all that in that start. Okay, so good color variations for us to work with. Kavi, so Kavitva. At that juncture, Rama arrived there and stopped the fight. Then all of them came to know one another. What we are studying is what Bhavabhuti wrote in Uttara Ramacharita. So no need to argue about what is true, what is false. The color of the Kavya is what we have to take. The great sage Valmiki presented Sita with Lava and Kusha to Rama. So Valmiki comes and reveals the entire reality of who are Lava Kusha to Rama, if he didn't know already. Bhavabhuti has introduced some changes in the story of Ramayana. See, that's what I am referring to, make it effective as a drama. No doubt. This play occupies a place of merit in Sanskrit literature. So, this phrase is there in the Samskrita Vangmaya, Uttare Ramacharite Bhavabhutihi Vishishyate. In the depiction of Uttara Ramacharita, okay, Bhavabhuti specializes. That's the phrase. Okay, that means much appreciated. His colorful addition to the Samskrita Vangmaya. As usual, I have some nice visuals from various posters and Chandamama era depictions. So we can see Lava and Kusha with Sita, who herself, being a Kshatriya Kanya, teaching them the skills of war. And of course, Valmiki is also doing that. Though this picture could little bit fit Rama Lakshman, but clearly because the dress is very clearly the dress description of Lava and Kusha. So this must be Valmiki teaching them. All right. And this is the Ashwamedha. This is more the description of Bhavuti's work. So you can see the horse being bound by Lava and Kusha. Sita is distressed. Valmiki is offering Santvana and all that. This is another colorful depiction of the same. By the way, I am reliably told that Lava and Kusha, no, they established their own kingdoms in part of the larger Kosala Desha of what Desha, I don't know. Okay, of Rama, whatever. That is actually Lahore and another place, Kusha, something is there. So Lahore is the Apabramsha of some Lavas place, something like that I have heard. So all that was the old Aryavarta. Okay. Any questions, any opinions, any information? Knowledgeable people here can adjoin to enrich our knowledge. Okay. So Katha. Guys, am I audible? I hope I'm not muted. No, I'm not.
Yes, sir. Audible, sir.
Yes, sir.
Thanks, Bhagini.
Yes.
So let me call someone to help us read through a couple of paragraphs and another later. So today I want to choose Venkateshwarya, whom I have not called for a while. Venkatesh Paivarya. Venkatesh Pai. Okay. Uma K.
Yes, sir.
Bhagini. First couple of paragraphs start from the Katha, and you know our style. We pause after some major sentences to explain. Please go ahead.
Katha Sahasa Vidadhit na Kriyam.
No hrasvanta, no halanta there. So sahasa vidadhita na kriyam. Vidadit. Don't read like Hindi. Make extra effort to read it like Sanskritam. Okay. Sahasa vidadhita na kriyam. So what this means is sahasa, immediately, urgently. Na vidadita, we should take the na before the kriya. So na vidadita, do not enact. Okay, what kriyam, any target action, don't enact it, don't execute it in a hurry. Don't start and execute it in a hurry. Don't do anything in a hurry. That's the story. So we know the story. Hasty action should be avoided, right? So very famous Panchatantra story. Another beautiful thing we should try to read in our lives, I'm also trying piece by piece to do that, is to read the original Panchatantra of Vishnu Sharma. Beautiful Padya Gadya Mishrana. So all the stories are hewn with sprinkles of wisdom verses everywhere. About Sanskritam, because Panchatantra came to me, I just want to say one thing. There is a neighbor of mine, a very elderly person, Mishra Varya, we call him. He's quite old man. He suffered a kind of a facial stroke quite a many years ago, but he was not too old either, not too young either, somewhere in the mid ages. I think he suffered that, and his voice, his speech went a little bit. So when he wanted to speak, it was all garbled. People couldn't understand him, etc. Then somebody advised him, please read Sanskritam. Okay, force yourself. You know how to, because in a childhood you had known to pronounce it. So please read Sanskritam end to end. So take some Samskrita Grantha, keep pronouncing it, keep reading it. Okay, that is your what you call therapy. That was given to him as a therapy, speech therapy. So for him, he picked up Panchatantra, that is original Vishnu Sharma's Panchatantra book. He procured, said, this is the book for me to fight over my paralysis and restore my speech. And he physically read and memorized the entire Panchatantra as an effort. He was a very successful, great industrialist. So must have been after retirement, something it happened like that. And his speech became fine. So guys, I have physical example of a person, elderly man who had a kind of facial paralysis, who overcame that by reading and practicing Sanskritam. So there is no more need to be said. So how I realized is, as I was walking once, greeted him, he said, "What are you doing?" Then I told him I am doing Sanskritam studies. He was thrilled. He made me sit down next to him and started reciting Panchatantra to me. That's when I asked him, "How come you know this?" And then he told his story. Okay, all right. So something about Panchatantra and the miracle that it works. Sanskritam works. So continue, Bhagini.
एकस्मिन् ग्रामे एका महिला वसति स्म.
So sma prayoga. So ekasmin grame, in one village, eka mahila, one lady. Okay, this ekasmin is in saptami. Both are eka, but this is ekasmin is in saptami, and this eka is strilinga. Ekavachana pratama, eka mahila, karta mahila. So eka mahila. So this one is now a visheshana to mahila. So it has taken strilingatva and taken the vibhakti and vachana of mahila. So eka mahila. So ekasmin grame, gramam grame, ग्रामः वा ग्रामं वा ग्रामः प्रायः स्यात्, चिन्ता नास्ति इदानीं. तो ग्रामे इति सप्तमी, पुल्लिङ्गे स्यात् नपुंसके स्यात्, सप्तम्यां ग्रामे इति, इन् द ग्राम. सो एकस्मिन् इति सप्तमी वचनं. So that's the way in which Sanskritam works. Ekasmin grame eka mahila, very colorful. Vasati sma, she used to live. Continue.
सा एकं नकुलं पालयति स्म.
See, sa is the karta of palana kriya. Palayati sma, she used to do the palana of what? One nakula. Nakula is a mongoose, mongoose, you call it in Kannada, no? So that is nakula. See, Nakula, Sahadeva, Nakula is named after mongoose. Anyway, so our mongoose is named after him. So Nakula, Nakulam is karma position, right? So Nakulaha, Nakulam. So Ekam, see karma position it takes. See Eka, this is the learning. Ekasmin Saptami, Eka, Strilinge, Pratama Ekavachanam, Ekam, Nakulaha Pullinge. So Ekam iti Napum Pullinge, Dvitiya Ekavachanam, Ekam Nakulam. So Visheshana Visheshya. Okay, sa ekam nakulam palayati sma. She used to take care of one mongoose. Continue.
नकुलस्य विषये तस्या बहु प्रीतिः आसीत्.
Tasyaha. Okay, nakulasya vishaye, about the nakula. Vishaye is in the sense of about. Okay, vishayasya upari vishaye saptami. Okay, nakulasya vishaye tasyaha, of her, bahupritihi, enormous love, asit, was there. So bahupritihi is the karta of this sentence, and the kriya is as dhatu, to be. So enormous love, to be, of whose? Tasyaha, mahilayaha. Okay, kasmin vishaye, nakulasya vishaye. Continue, Bhagini.
महिलायाः एकशिशुः अपि आसीत्.
एकः शिशुः, सी पुल्लिंगा, एका महिला, एकः शिशुः. So शिशुः is pullinga shabda. So ekah शिशुः, one baby was there of the lady.
तस्याः गृहस्य समीपे जलं न आसीत्.
Oh, poor lady. So grama, so no water close to her house. Tasyaha grihasya samipe. See, this tasyaha is of her. So griha is the possessed word of this her. So her houses near, in the near. Okay, nearby, saptami. So this tasyaha shashti ekavachana strilinga is the possessor of griham. Then griha is the possessor of samipyam, stacking of shashti. Then this itself is in saptami because it's the location of jala being not there. Negation of the verb na asit. Jalam is the karta, as is the dhatu, and na asit with the negation it is the lakara, lat lakara, ekavachana. See how much grammar embedded there. Shashti of saptami, saptami location something not there. Okay. That's the full circle of that sentence. This kind of realization will, of course, it's a little bit technical way of looking at it, but I want to open you up to that world, so that, because see, none of us have learned this from childhood as a Maukika Bhasha, right? So, and none of us are going to have the fortune of being able to spend hundreds of hours with listening to Sanskritam and learning it that way. So we have to look at it a little bit technically and understand. And then as we read this story, slowly it will become Maukika Bhasha. So, agre patatu bagini.
जलम् आनेतुं सा दूरं गच्छति स्म.
तो गृहस्य समीपे जलं न आसीत् किल, अतः therefore जलम् आनेतुं, to bring water, तुमुन् आनेतुं, सा महिला दूरं गच्छति स्म, she used to go far. Okay, sa is the karta. Okay, दूरं is the karma of the gamana. Sma is the kind of used to sense. It pushes to past tense, but in the sense of used to go. So it was a regular feature that she would go far to fetch water. Continue, Bhagini.
एकस्मिन् दिने जलम् आनेतुं सा आगच्छत्.
One day, so same ekasmin dine, upon one day. There it was sthala, grame. Here it is kala, dine. Okay, ekasmin dine, saptami kala, jalam anetum, same thing, to bring water. Sa agachat, see lang. Okay, gachat isma there, agachat. Because now this is a specific instance of the kriya she used to do daily. So one instance was brought forth. So here gachati sma will be illegal to place. See, ekasmin dine gachati sma is a kind of a weird pairing. Upon one day she used to go. How can you say? You cannot even say it in any language. So same way you cannot apply it here. That's why we don't think of gachati sma as a substitute for agachat. It is very carefully to be used where used to sense can be brought in. Here used to sense cannot be brought in. So you have to go agachat or gatavati. If you know krudanta form gatavati. So jalam anetum sa gatavati. That's also fine. Or agachat. Fine. Perfect. Okay. So she went to fetch water one day. Continue, Bhagini.
गृहे कोऽपि न आसीत्.
Oh, nobody was at home. Kaha api kopi. So here kaha has become ko, and in the presence of o, a has elided into an avagraha. So there are two sandhis. Utva of visarga we call it first sandhi. Second sandhi we call it purva rupa sandhi, where we elide the akara. So there was no one at home.
तस्याः शिशुः निद्रितः आसीत्.
So no one in the sense no adult. Okay. So tasyaha shishuhu, of her the baby, nidritaha asit. This is kta kridanta, the fellow who was asleep. Okay, nidritaha. So shishuhu, this becomes visheshanachu shishuhu. So here, the baby, the fellow who was asleep, was there. That sense is their literal translation, which means, of course, in correct sense, her baby was asleep. That's how we should read it.
Mahila bahihi gata.
This is also kta kridanta. So mahila gata. Okay, kutra gata bahihi gata. So she became the one who went out. Bahi. The lady had gone out. So now actually I don't know why that is being asserted, but it is they are re-scripting the story for as at a simple baby level for us, right? So so when you are telling a small child, you are going to reassert that fact, no? So the child wonders, oh, yo, baby is there, no mummy, like that. That is why that sense has been brought here. We know very much she is gone because Jalame Hane Tum Sa Agachat Kap Kopi Nasit, everything has been said. But another way to say the fact. Okay, just to learn. Continue, Bhagini.
Tada ekah sarpah griham agatah.
By the way, guys, all of you with young children or grandchildren or great-grandchildren, I want you guys to read these stories to them with the same kaku that is possible and give them the meaning in your mother tongues. So please, that way they will pick up some Sanskrit and some mother tongue. Don't translate in English for them. Say it in mother tongue. They will understand. They're very powerful. Their brains are very powerful. Kids can learn 5 languages and they can learn as quickly and forget as quickly. So better to teach as much as possible. Tada ekah sarpah griham agatah. At that time, tada, at that time. Ekah sarpah, again one snake. Okay. Griham agatah. He came home. Became the fellow who came home. Continue.
Nakulah sarpam apashyat.
Obviously, our friendly mongoose, he saw the snake.
Sarpah shishu samipam agachat.
Sadly, the snake went near the baby. It was just moving. It happened to go near the baby. See, here now they have made it a samastapada. Shishoho samipam. See, earlier we saw samipe, something like that, right? Where? Shashti. Anyway, forget it. So here Shishoho Samipam has become Shishu Samipam. So she went near the baby. Continue beginning.
Nakulah tatskshane eva tatskshane eva sarpasya upari apatat. Correct.
So obviously our Nakula was worried. Okay, yo, this is horrible like that. So that Nakula, that mongoose, tatkshane, immediately up at the same time. At is the saptami, right? So at the same time. Eva, indeed at the same time. Sarpasya upari, on top of the snake. Apatat, it fell. That means it attacked the sarpa.
Kshanamatrena eva saha sarpam amaryat.
In a moment, in a blink, kshana matrena. Okay, in a blink, matra is like the volume, kshana is the moment. So in a momentary time, indeed he killed the snake. So kshana matrena sarpam amarayat. Thanks Bhagini, well read. We will take another volunteer now. Venkateshwarya has dropped out. Why? Okay. Milind Badkundri Varya.
Yes, sir.
Please read the balance story, sir.
Mahila jalam grihitva agata.
So the lady came home. Home is, I am interpreting, grihitva, holding water. That means having fetched the water. She came home. Agata, griham agata, we are extending. Okay. She became the lady who came home. See, everywhere you see here, agataha, agata, few other things are there. Gata. These are all called kta kridantas. Okay. We have seen agatavati, agatavan, etc. This is ktavatu. This is kta. This kta works sometimes like stavatu. It works in kartari mode, but largely it works in karmani mode. You are going to learn all this kartari karmani business. I think in the next level they are going to teach you a little bit of that. Okay. You be aware of the subtle double color that this kta takes. Okay. Here everywhere in this story, this kta has worked in the position of ktavatu. For example, Mahila bahihi gatavati, tada griham agatavan sarpaha. Then apashyat agachat is lang. So there is no. Then apatat is also lang. Amarayat lang. Agata. See, agatavati could be used. Mahila jalam grihitva agatavati. That is the most standard ktavatu with kartari prayoga. Active voice. Okay. So upavishtavan. See, dware eva nakulaha upavishtavan ktavatu prayoga, which we have learnt in this level. Okay. But here kta prayoga has been used in the kartari mode. Upavishtaha. Of course, what is the kriyapada missing? Abhavat, asit, something like that. Okay. All right. So Mahila jalam grihitva agata. So she came home. Did you read this sentence? Sorry.
No, sir. No. Sir.
Please read. Yeah.
Sir, one question here. Nakulah tatchade eva sarpasya upari apatat. So we can also change it to apatah to say that the fellow who fell.
No, not apatah. There is no akara there. Okay. So patitavan if you use the ktavatu, patitaha if you use kta.
No, like this agataha, gata, mahila agata.
No, this is not. This a is part of the ang upasarga of gam dhatu. Don't confuse it with apatats a. This apatats a is from lang at pratyaya added in the beginning.
So
Okay.
upari pataha you can say.
Patitaha.
Patitaha, patitaha.
It's not as straightforward. You need to learn what is that kta form. Patitavan, patitavati is ktavatu. Patitaha, patita is strilinga kta version of patitaha. Okay.
Okay.
Anyway, good question. But guys, some of these things are slightly out of syllabus. We are going. Focus in this class is not just to dumbly read the sentence, say the translation, and move on. What is the use? You can read the English very much. It is all given here. That's why I'm bringing other factors into equation. And sometimes Milindwaria correctly asks me some related questions because I'm going far afield. He is fully in the wicket to throw a bouncer. Okay, continue, sir.
Okay. Dware eva nakulaha upavishtaha.
Again another kta. Okay, dware eva, in the door only. Nakulaha upavishtaha. Now he got worried. Another sarpa might come. Right? So he stood or he sat down at the door only. Upavishtaha or upavishtavan could be used also. Okay. So he became a fellow who sat down at the door. Continue.
Mahila nakulasya mukham apashyat.
The lady came home, right? So this Nakula is there sitting in front of the door, and the lady Mahila Nakulasya Mukam, the face of the Nakula, apashyat, she saw.
Nakulasya mukham raktamayam.
Apostrophe. Nakulasya Mukam Raktamayam. So the face of the Nakula is full of blood. This is called Mayat Pratyaya. Okay, plenty of techniques in Sanskritam. This Mayat Pratyaya is used to typically means full of something. Okay, Raktamayam, full of blood. Mukham Raktamayam. So it is a Visheshana to Mukham. So Nakulasya Mukham Raktamayam Asit. Like that. Okay, continue.
Sa achintayat ayam nakulaha mama shishum akhadat.
So sa achintayat, she thought. Okay, she thought. That sense I should say. Ayam eshaha. Ayam is the alternate for eshaha. Nakulaha mama shishum akhadat. Yo. This mongoose has eaten my baby. Like that she thinks. Continue, sir.
Athaha eva asya mukham raktam iti.
Therefore his face is bloody. Raktamayam is shifted, Rakta has become red or filled with Raktam. Like that. So she thinks. Continue.
Sa tatkshane eva ekam shilakhandam nakulasya upari akshipat.
That very moment, after her thought, Tatkshane eva, at that very moment, Ekam Shilakandam, see, karma, Shilakandaha, Pratama Vibhaktau. So, Dvitiyayam Shilakandam iti, Pumsi. So, Ekam Shilakandam, one piece of a stone, Nakulasya Upari, on top of the mongoose, Akshipat. She dropped it. It means she literally hit it with a big stone there.
Kshipati is throw, na sir?
Kshipate, I think. No, it is Kshipati, correct. Because Akshipat is clearly Parasmaipadi. So Kshipati throws down, flings, these kind of meanings. Yeah.
Okay. Nakulaha mrutaha.
So our poor mongoose became a dead mongoose. Sorry. Continue, sir.
Anantaram sa gruhasya antah gata.
Afterwards, after this whole murder, she of the house inside, she went. Antaha is like a avyaya shabda fixated in saptami, being locative. So antaha gata. So kta again, gatavati. Actually, technically, this story should have been constructed using ktavatus. They have not yet taught the kta. It's okay. That's why I'm taking the effort to identify these are different from that Gatavati and all that. Okay, continue, sir.
Tatra shishuhu kridati.
Oh, apostrophe. Tatra shishuhu kridati. Okay, the tonality helps us with the kako. अरे उधर तो हमारा बच्चा खेल रहा है, क्या हुआ?
तत्रैव मृतं सर्पम अपश्यत्.
तो सा महिला तत्रैव वृद्धि संधि we call it a plus ai. Okay, तत्रैव मृतं सर्पम अपश्यत्. She saw the dead snake over there. Okay, this is karma. Mrutam sarpam, mrutah sarpah prathamayam, mrutam sarpam, mrutah kta again the dead. Okay, so mrutam sarpam amaraya apashyat shamyatam apashyat she saw.
सा बहु दुखिता अभवत्.
She became very very sorrow filled. Too late na. Sa bahu dukkita abhavat.
अविचारेण मया नकुलः संहृतः इति सा पश्चात्तापेन
press the takara a little bit. पश्चात्तापेन
पीडिता अभवत्.
If you see, there is a double takara. That's why one first half of the takara goes with at and then tapena. Paschat plus tapena becomes paschat tapena. So we should pronounce that at. So paschat tapena, but we should not split it up the way I'm doing now. Paschat tapena. We should compress the two takaras. This is the technique. It's not doing mahaprana. It is doing double press of the alpa prana takaras only. Paschat tapena. Like that. Little pause. Okay, pidita abhavat. So avicharena, without any thinking, with the karana method, as a reason karana, as a reason, right? That kind of karana karaka. Avicharena, without examination, analysis. Maya, by me. Nakulaha, the mongoose. Samhrutaha, became a killed fella. Iti, so, sa, that lady. Paschatapena. Paschat means afterwards. Tapa means feeling the heat. See the beautiful engineering of that paschatapa. So the heat that we feel afterwards is given the name paschatapa, the regret. It cannot be more explicit the way this word is constructed. Okay. Tapena, with that regret, karana karaka again. Pidita abhavat, she became troubled. Last sentence.
अतः किमपि कार्यं सहसा न कर्तव्यम्.
Therefore, any work immediately it should not be done.
विचारं कृत्वा एव कर्तव्यम्.
Only after analysis it should be done. Okay, after debate, kind of mental checking. Is it really true that baby is dead? At least you could have checked that, right? So that's all. Now there is a contradiction in this story. Has anybody spotted the contradiction for this moral? Panchatantra stories are very carefully to be read. Of course, it's not the original words of Vishnu Sharma. This has been highly simplified by Samskrita Bharati for our reading. But the contradiction has been carried. Anybody identified the contradiction?
The mongoose also acted impulsively.
Exactly, Bhagini. So there is an inner moral by Vishnu Sharma. There are times when very clear evidence of extreme danger is there, actions have to be taken in urgency. Otherwise, it will be too late. So Vishnu Sharma has coded that for us to really read. If we are keeping our brains open, we will see that contradiction. So the moral, there are two morals in the story, not identified. Okay, the original moral is when there is clear and explicit danger, predictable danger, Where sufficient past evidence exists about the danger, there is no need for tarka. I will wait to see if really the snake will bite the baby. Too late. So the mongoose has acted correctly at that time. So the vivechana, hasty action must be undertaken when there is enough conviction about what is going to happen. The problem is what has happened, imagination is the wrong thing. Okay. Beautiful. Thanks, Bagini. Well identified. Not many teach that contradiction part. Okay, so I think we have far exceeded our morning time, but I think it was nice to finish the katha. So let's quickly address the few questions and close the morning session today. Etesham uttaram likatha. Grame ka vasati sma?
Mahila.
Eka Mahila.
Eka Mahila. You should say Eka Mahila. Just Mahila will be little off-putting. So Eka Mahila vasati sma. Sa kimartam duram gacchati sma?
Sa
सा
jalam
जलम्
anetum duram gachati.
दूरं गच्छति स्म.
Very good. Jalam anetum. You can also substitute with this artham method. Okay. Jala. So jalaya also you can use. Jalartham also you can use. Jalam anetum also you can use. Okay. Jalam anetum is how it is. So it's okay to use that. But you can say jalartham or jalaya. Jalam, jale, jalani will go to jalaya for the water like that. Okay. Nakulha kam apashyat.
Nakulaha ekam sarpam apashyat.
Perfect. Ekam sarpam.
Ekah or
Ekam sarpam in karma position. Ekah sarpaha correct for pratama vibhakti. But the karta is nakula and karma is sarpa for the darshana kriya. So ekam sarpam apashyat. ಒಂದು ಹಾವನ್ನು ನೋಡಿತು. ನೋಡಿದನು. In this case for nakula in pullinga. Nakulasya mukham katham asit. Raktamayam is better than raktam. Okay. Raktam is also fine. Raktamayam asit. Okay. Raktamayam asit. Mahila kim achintayat?
Mahila achintayat ayam nakulaha mam shishum akhadat.
Akhadat iti achintayat. Or you can say, so nakulaha eshaha mama shishum akhadayat iti mahila achintayat. That's another way to. You don't need to give more than that much is enough. Okay. All this ataha eva asya mukam raktam don't add because that question is kimartam is not there. Kim achintayat mostly shishum akhadayat iti achintayat. Nakulaha shishum akhadayat iti achintayat. You have to put iti. Because you cannot put the quote without, I mean, the quote in Sanskritam is the iti shabda. Okay. There is no quote symbol. So, Nakulaha shishum akadayat iti sa mahila achintayat. Like that we go. Second phrase. So, outer sentence is mahila blah 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 achintayat. That blah 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 is something 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 sentence iti achintayat. Okay. Well done. So we will take our lunch break. 3 o'clock. Let's gather back and continue our fight with this lesson.
Sir, one question.
Yes, Varya.
That previous slide. Sarpaha, Nakulaha kam apashyat. That kam is because it is addressing us pulling sarpaha. That's what kam, no? If it were a scaling, it is kam.
Kam, correct.
It is a kim.
Kim, correct.
Okay.
Whereas for sentence, vakyam, kim achintayat has been given, assuming a neutrality of the sentence, kim, like that. Okay?
Okay, okay. Thanks.
Vachanam, vakyam, such imagination for kim. Good questions, Varya. Okay, so let us catch you all in the afternoon. Okay? So I'll stop the recording. See you in the 3 o'clock.